Now, the fact that you're here watching this probably means that you're thinking about taking that big and exciting step to move away from home. And if so, the University of Derby's award-winning accommodation is the place for you. There is a wide range of choice in the form of accommodation in Derby, so whatever you're looking for, you can be sure to find something that suits you. Ah yes, the University Halls of Residence kitchen, the hub as we basically used to call it. It's where you start the day, it's where you finish after a night out. But for me, what made it so special was the fact that my flatmates, they weren't on my course, they didn't play for my sports teams, and that's why they became friends for life, because we shared an experience that I will never forget right here. But there's another room as important, and it is indeed the bedrooms. Let's take a look. Come on into my place. Now, all halls of residence rooms are simple, but you know what? They're your space, and that's exactly what I think you should do. Make them your own space. So I had photos of my family, I had posters of my heroes, but ultimately, this thing here, this got a lot of sleep. And this thing here, this is where an awful lot of work happened. But when you're not in your room and you're not in the kitchen, there's another place you might have fun as well. The common room. They all have their own quirks and everyone is slightly different. This one not only has a pool table, but it also has a DVD player, consoles, a TV screen, books for you to read. But actually my favourite thing is that throughout the year they have an extensive events programme for you to get involved with as well. So no matter what you like doing, there's always something for you. Ah yeah, I almost forgot the laundry. I didn't always send my washing home to my mum to do. I occasionally did it myself, especially when my stuff really needed it. And this really needs it. I still don't know how it works. It's funny, but it's also kind of true. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Now, in the studio, we're going to be speaking to a few people about halls life. But we'll kick things off with Mahika and Owen, both of whom live in halls of residence. Guys, welcome to Open Day Live.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I'll come to you first, Mahika. So, Mahika, you're an international student, is that correct?
Yes.
And whereabouts are you from?
I'm from India, New Delhi.
And what originally brought you to Derby?
Sorry?
What made you come to Derby?
So the course actually, they offered a joint honours course and it was really attractive. I'm doing dance, movement studies and psychology. So it was like the perfect choice for me.
That's the perfect choice for everyone, dance and psychology. I love that. I wish I'd chosen that over economics. And what about yourself, Owen? What are you studying?
I'm studying forensic science and I'm going into my third year. So yeah, it's all very exciting stuff.
And where are you from in the country?
Just on the border of Coventry. It's in a small town. So yeah, it's quite not too far away from Derby. It's about an hour's drive.
But just far enough away, but
yeah,
not too
exactly.
far, you can still come back.
Have that independence and everything, yeah.
Let's talk about halls of residence. So Mahika, which one are you in?
I'm in Princess Alice Court currently.
And how's that?
Oh, it's amazing. I'm living with my friends this year.
No, so you got to choose who you're with for your second year?
Oh yeah. So
Nice.
we applied together at the end of the first year and now we're living together.
Perfect. I can see by the smile on your face, you're happy.
Yeah.
And Owen, what about yourself? Which halls?
I'm in Cathedral Court and I'm also living with my friends. So this will be my third year going into student accommodation with Derby. But yeah, it's been a great experience for me. So much so that I've stayed on so long. Yeah.
And some people watching this may potentially be applying for halls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get to apply for a specific hall or how does that work?
Yeah, so you can apply for a specific hall, obviously depending on availability and everything, but obviously you get to put your choices down as well, I'm pretty certain, so whichever one your preferred one is, and then second choice, things like that.
Okay.
And if you're coming with friends as well, you can also select those to come with you as well, if you want to be in the same halls, yeah.
And from a cost standpoint, how expensive has living in halls been?
So there's a range of types of rooms you can select from, which ranges from student budget friendly and more luxurious ones. So about 5,000 to 6,000 pounds a year.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all within that kind of similar price bracket.
Yeah.
And in terms of en suites, did you get to select that or how does that work?
Yeah, so there's, as mentioned, there's different types of rooms that are available. So you can have the ensuite or the shared bathroom, which depending on which one's your preference, it doesn't really matter. Like they're all, as long as they're keeping opposite. With ensuite, you have to sort of maintain that yourself. Whereas with shared, you do get the cleaners coming in and they clean that for you. So I guess it's like a bonus in that sense.
So you said the word cleaner, so you get cleaners.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do. Yeah.
And self-catered or catered, how does that work?
All of the halls are self-catered.
So which means we're going to be cooking in the kitchen.
Yes.
How's that been?
It is quite interesting. I learned quite a lot, a few injuries here and there, but it was quite fun as well.
And what about yourself? I would say, I'm going to stereotype slightly. I'd say boys don't learn quite as quickly.
Oh no, I love cooking.
Oh,
I
nice
love
one.
it. Yeah, I'm straight off the bat. I was already cooking at home and everything. So it's just getting a bit more independence and everything. So especially when it comes to doing your own shopping, that's something new. But yeah, I love it. Honestly, it's comfortable as well.
I tell you what, I didn't consider when I went to university is the fact that the people that you live with, how important a role they play in your entire university life. Did they become friends?
Oh yes, I made some really great friends, and there was a lot of exchange of cultures and different stories where they are from. You get to share your culture with them. You celebrate different festivals together. So I also celebrated my some Hindu festivals with them, celebrated Christmas with them. It was really nice, yeah.
In terms of going back to when you started, so you've just applied for Derby, you've just applied for a halls of residence. Is there anything you'd do differently looking back?
Not really. I loved my first year. It was really amazing, comfortable, supportive. The facilities were amazing, so not really.
That's good to hear. And what about yourself, Owen?
Likewise, it's a great learning experience. Like you get to build such a great sense of community because it's not just the people that you're living with. Like usually you'll find people that are living outside of your halls that are in different rooms upstairs or in different section, things like that. And you'll basically be able to make like a small community, and it gets bigger and bigger. And yeah, it's really nice.
And how far away are your halls from campus, by the way?
Oh, they're pretty close. We also have the uni bus, the shuttle bus, which is free of cost.
Perfect.
So, and it's also near to the city centre, so it's a perfect location, yeah.
And what about yourself, buddy?
Yeah, so mine's about like 20 minutes walk away from the university, but there is again the number 6 bus that literally passes right around the corner from it, which is active like every 10 minutes, I believe, like passing by. So yeah, you've got frequent transport there. So either you walk or you go by bus, it's whichever one.
One of the drawbacks some halls of residence have is that you might need to vacate in holiday times. Does that apply to yourself?
It does, yes. So over the summer I had to vacate my room, but there's also halls available during the summertime if you want to stay back.
Okay.
So you have to apply for that, and you can shift your stuff there.
And what about yourself, Owen?
Yeah, likewise. There are places that are specifically open for summer stay, but yeah, it's pretty well done.
Mahika, can I ask, were you nervous when you came over from India? A totally different land, totally different people. Presumably you don't know many people, if any at all. How did you feel?
It was quite nerve-wracking the first few weeks, but I feel, yeah, when I met new people and just talked to them, had a good time going out, it just felt like home. Everyone was very welcoming and warm, and that made the experience amazing.
And I've got to ask, so if you're doing dancing for studies, does that mean that you can do research at night time by going out to nightclubs and bars?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, I did go to a few clubs and parties, but not a lot.
Not too many. I like it, keeping your cards close to your chest.
Yeah.
What kind of dance do you do, by the way?
I'm trained in an Indian classical dance form, so
Wow.
I do Kathak.
That's fantastic. And do you guys have specific plans you want to do when you graduate, or are you sort of just going to explore it when the time comes?
I think in my case it's more so exploring. Obviously we all have sort of an idea of where we want to go. It's just whether or not things like work out in terms of like reality and obviously applying it, obviously. But yeah, it just sort of going with the flow of things, really. But yeah.
I do plan to do my master's, but I don't know if I'll do it like immediately after, or I might work for a bit. But let's see what happens.
Guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Just finally, I think I know the answer to this. For anyone thinking about applying for halls, what would you say to them? I'll start with you, Mahika.
Oh, you should definitely do. It gives you a head start at socializing, and you just feel right at home.
Thank you. And Owen?
Yeah, for first year it's part of the university experience to just build that sense of community and getting like fitting into everything with university. It's vital, if anything. But yeah.
It's awesome to hear from the horse's mouth that it actually really has been a fantastic experience. Thank you very much, guys. We'll let you go. Your work for today has been done, and we're going to bring in Lisa, because Lisa has a very important role. She works as a life coordinator. Lisa, come on down, as I used to say in the late 90s on TV. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
And welcome to Open Day Live.
Thank you.
How's your morning been so far?
Okay, yeah, very nice.
And now we're going to put you to the test, Lisa. So what's your role, first of all?
So I work as a residence life coordinator for student living. So we look after the events for all the students who live in our halls of residence across Derby.
I bet it's lovely to hear students talking genuinely about how pleased they are with their experience.
Definitely, yeah, that's what makes it. That's, yeah, very rewarding, yeah.
So they mentioned that all the halls in Derby are self-catered.
Yes.
And how do halls differ from one to the other, would you say?
So they're all different, so they offer just different facilities. Some are based sort of right in the city centre, some are within kind of the sort of student village, if you like, so a bit closer to the campus. So it just depends, they're all a different standard and different, like I say, different facilities.
So this is all about prospective students watching, potentially coming to Derby. Are there any things people should think about when applying for halls?
I should think probably just if you wanted a specific hall, say for example if you wanted ensuite rather than shared facilities, it would be better to apply earlier rather than later, so the sooner the better.
Okay, yes.
And also things like parking, if you had a car and planned to bring your car, only some of the halls have parking, so it would be better to apply earlier again. So things like that, yeah.
And from a cost implication, how much could we be talking about at the very top end and bottom end?
So it varies. The prices change, obviously they change each year. It can run from about £120 a week up to say £150 a week. So it just depends on the type of accommodation. Obviously some have been newly built over the last couple of years. And some are a bit of an older style accommodation with shared facilities, which is obviously at the lower end of the price bracket. So.
But touching on that, the halls I looked around, I was blown away. I mean, they had consoles, pool tables, but also activities arranged as well.
Yes, so my role is to organise activities for the students who live in halls of residence. So we put a programme of events on that starts from that first week that they move in, it goes right through until they leave us, and it's all sorts of things. So for example, we have day trips. We've been to Blackpool, to London.
Nice.
We've done Alton Towers. We've done ghost walks around Derby. We do quizzes, bingo, cookery nights. We've even done goat yoga. So
Goat yoga?
yes.
How did that go?
Really well.
How did it goat?
One,
Yeah. I said there are going to be some puns, Lisa. I said there are going to be some puns. We're going to move on because it was awful. In terms of the word or the letter RA, what exactly is an RA?
So that's a residence assistant. So they are students who work for us. So they work on site and they usually work between sort of the hours when the hall managers leave us after the working hour, you know, the office working hours, until the security comes on at night. So there's always somebody on site 24 hours a day. If anything were to happen or they need support, they'd be there.
And would RAs be second years and above, or can they be any year?
They can be first years. They usually are second years. They've usually lived with us before, but they don't have to be. But they're fully trained throughout the summer in preparation for the September incoming students. So they're trained on a wide range of things, yeah.
And the other piece of the jigsaw, so securities, RAs, but there's also a hall manager.
Yes, so they work typical office hours during the daytime, and they're there for all sorts of support during the day, sort of the logistics of the build, that sort of thing, but also for the pastoral care side of things,
yes.
Well-being, and we also have access to obviously the well-being team who are based at Kelliston Road, but we also have them, you know, down on site when needed, if needed.
You mentioned car parks could be a reason why you want to apply early.
Yes.
Is a place in a halls guaranteed for first years?
It's guaranteed. We say it's guaranteed until the 31st of July, but we have been able to go, you know, sort of later on and be able to offer those places for first years later than that. So it is worth still having a look sort of later on, even after the clearing dates.
And would you recommend people look online for details, or would you kind of say actually try and go to the halls and actually physically look at them?
At the moment, obviously, this year may be slightly different. So all of our tours are online. They're virtual tours online, so on the website. So everyone's got it's got a really good sort of 360-degree virtual tour of every hall, so they can see all the rooms and that kind of thing. So it's probably, at the moment, given the current climate, it's probably better to do that until we're able to open the halls for people to come and have a look at in person.
And just finally, we're trying to cram the Derby experience into 5 hours. It's a tough job, but is there anything that we've missed out that you think we should be talking about or should be mentioning in terms of halls and thinking of applying for them?
I just think that the first year in particular, for you to live in halls just gives you that experience that you probably won't get again. You're moving in with new people, you're experiencing different cultures, different people from all over the world, really. Getting to do activities and socialise with them is just going to set you off on the right foot, I think, for that first year.
Lisa, thank you very much. That insight was invaluable.
Thank
I
you.
definitely loved my time in halls of residence. Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. As I said, Derby is a special place to live, to work and to study.
Living with the University of Derby is amazing.
I'm close to town, I'm close to my lectures, I have great support in halls.
It's such a nice flat, it's so spacious.
It's such a positive experience because you do meet a lot of lifelong friends.
In this standard room you get a single bed, and next to it you get a lovely notice board, which I've mostly just used for pictures.
I have an absolutely unnatural obsession with dinosaurs.
So coming through here, the first thing you see is your bed. So it's a 3/4 size bed and it has all underbed storage as well. I've got my weekly planner, which I've only just started to do today.
And the wardrobe itself is huge. It can fit all my clothes and it's got some nice drawers at the bottom.
We've got the sink here, which is pretty handy for in the mornings.
It's really useful for brushing your teeth and washing your face in.
Most importantly to me, I've got my computer and my gaming setup.
You've got your desk chair which can swivel, and then I've got my printer on here.
Halls itself offers really good internet, so it's ideal for gaming, and there's no sort of hidden costs or fees or anything for the internet. It's just flat out brilliant to begin with.
One of the great things about living in halls is I do not have to worry about paying for electric bills, heating bills or water bills because it's all included and I can relax.
We have Jack's room, and there's Jack playing on his game. Say hi, Jack. And then we have a nice large bathroom. It's absolutely enormous, as you can tell.
We've got the shower, racks for everyone to their shampoo and conditioner.
Here we've got the communal kitchen, the microwave, toaster, oven, massive fridge, and that's all you could really want in a kitchen. There's so much space in here.
So as you can see, there's loads and loads of cupboard space, which works out perfectly.
You're so close to all the shops and the shopping centres.
It's a nice little town to have a walk around. Plenty of old buildings, plenty of good, quaint little shops to have a look in as well. One thing I like to do when I'm shopping is make sure I've got a good idea of what it is I want to have that week, so that way I don't overspend and it helps me really stick to my budget.
I've just been to Tesco Express to do a really quick food shop, so I'm going to show you what I bought. So I got some toilet roll, some bread, sweet potatoes, some chicken, some avocados, strawberries, some fabric conditioner and some hummus as well. And that is my light food shop for the weekend.
I'm just on the way to uni because I have a volcanology lecture.
Each hall has a set of RAs. RAs are students who basically live in halls and also work in halls as well.
At the moment, I'm off to work. We're holding a cookery class in the common room because I'm a social rep, and we hold events for everyone in halls.
Can I hit the box?
No! Just about to go off snowboarding now with everyone from the Snow Sports Society, and I can't wait. Did you have fun? A lot of fun.
So for me, Tuesday nights are esports nights when we compete, so halls is an ideal place because we've got high-speed internet.
I've just realised that there's a petting zoo outside, so let's go take a look.
Living with the University of Derby is great. You're close to town, you're close where your lectures are, you've got shopping just around the corner and you make great friends here.
It's so easy to socialise with everyone. It's such a central location. It's just so much fun.
I definitely would recommend it to anyone. It's a good experience for teaching you a bit of independence.
My experience living here has been amazing, and it's down to the staff and just the ease of living here. It's been amazing.
University halls. It's such a unique, special time, but not all students decide to live in halls when they come to university, and that's okay. There are many benefits to living at home, but do you get the same student experience? Well, let's find out from Emma, who does exactly that. And Emma, so this is where you live, and whereabouts is this in Derby?
Yeah, this is my house.
So in all seriousness, so you live at home.
Yes, I
what
do,
made
yeah.
you decide to go down that route?
Basically, a lot to do with finances, so you've got the chance to save up a lot more money, it makes your home life and university life a bit more easy to manage because you're not in one place for a long period of time and then have to move. And so for my circumstances, it was better for me.
So it was right for
to
you.
manage, yeah.
And how much do you think you might have saved doing that as a ballpark figure, do you reckon? Something, so it's a significant
So
saving.
it's a significant amount. So I got the same maintenance loan as people that lived in halls. So the money that I would have spent on rent, I
You've been able
saved,
to save that,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So it really has worked for you. And what?
I can't say I saved all of it, but
'Cause you've been having
that
a
was
good
the
time.
idea.
And in terms of that, do you feel like you've missed out on the social side of things by choosing to live at home?
Not at all, no. The social events at the University of Derby are very varied. So it's not all nights out. There's things in the day. There's like non-drinking events. So you can drive there and drive back, or like there's so much transport. So I live in Nottingham, so there's a bus that runs like 24 hours. There's the train if you live anywhere else. Or a lot of the times what I did, especially on nights out, just bought one of my mates a bottle of wine and stopped at their house.
Always thinking.
Yeah. Or say if it's like a big night out and you've got uni the next day, not that you go out before a lecture.
Of course not.
No. Just club together, get somewhere really cheap with people that live from home and just stay somewhere overnight. That's what we did. So just make friends with people that are in halls, basically.
And for anyone who's not from the area, you mentioned you live in Nottingham. How far is that from Derby Uni?
Without traffic, it can take like half an hour, 45 minutes. With traffic, it can be a bit longer. So if you are planning to live at home and commute, just take into consideration how long it's going to take in the morning in traffic, because it can be a big difference. But
And what do you do between lectures, or has your course meant that you're just jam-packed throughout the day?
it varied really. Sometimes we had lectures just in the morning, so you could go home after, or some in the morning and then some more in the afternoon. But you can get together with your friends in between. Or you can study in the library, or there's the gym. Like there's plenty to do. You can go into town with your friends. So you're not isolated just because you're at home. You would do exactly the same as what people in halls do. Like people that live in halls don't just go. Well, some might do, but they won't just go home, sit in their halls, and then come back. You're not stranded because you haven't got a halls to go to. So yeah, it's great. And if anything, you make the most of your time when you are there, because you don't not always live there. It's not your home. If that makes sense.
And what course are you on, by the way?
Well, I've just graduated from doing occupational therapy degree.
Perfect. Did you get the degree you wanted?
Yes.
What did you get?
What grade did you get?
Grade-wise?
First.
Oh, look at this. It really does work being at
It does
home.
work.
And so what's the plan now?
I've got a job. Started that on Monday, and
So let's just be clear. In times of COVID, when everything's uncertain, you've smashed the degree and you've got a job starting on Monday.
yeah, and no, I started last Monday.
Oh, wow. How's it gone?
Fab. Yeah, really good, thank you. And the Monday before that, I started a European master's degree. So
Oh, blimey. Does it get anything else? Did you win the lottery while you were at it?
unfortunately,
And in terms of the job, how crucial was your degree to getting that job, by the way?
I wouldn't be able to do it without the degree at all. So yeah, it was the job. So I'm an occupational therapist.
Yes.
So that's what I did the degree for. And same with the masters. Like when we started teaching that, I was so grateful for the stuff that we learned at Derby, because I would have no clue what I was doing otherwise. So yeah, everything that I'm doing now after university is to do with like everything that I learned at Derby and did at Derby. So.